looking to come back down the inside here.
So Gardner gets shuffled back. Very tidy move by Bow. Oh, he's got a... Bow has quite an unusual line in there. He goes straight across the apex of the corner and almost turns on the spot.
He does, and you also notice that the Falcon of Bow's is smoking quite badly. And I'm not quite sure what that is. I mean, they're so precise with the amount of fuel these cars use nowadays that you wouldn't think that it'd have an overrun of fuel. Maybe there's something else.
5 laps down, quarter distance gone. They'll complete 6 as they come around this time. Look at Craig Lowndes, 21-year-old sensation, getting his big chance with the whole racing team this year. A lot of pressure on his shoulders.
It certainly is. If you're involved in a battle with Wayne Gardner, you know you're going to have a fight on your hands.
Craig, he's one of the young lions. He's been tagged a one-lap specialist, people say. So he's got a lot of pressure to prove he's got the racecraft as well. Look how close he is behind Wayne Gardner's car. Pulls out of the draft, has a look down the inside, coming up to turn 1. Oh, you could have sliced a bit of cheese between those two.
Certainly playing for keeps, aren't they?
So Lowndes, a great move on Gardner there. Gardner shuffled back 2 positions in the space of 2 laps. So now, Bridgestone shot car at the front. Dunlop car and another Bridgestone sandwich. We take Seaton's race cam, that battle we were looking at before for 5th and 6th. He's actually passed Neil Crompton while all action was going on. So now it's Brock, Bow, Gardner in 3rd. Sorry, Gardner in 4th, Crompton in 6th, and Seaton moves up to 5th. So that's the top 5.
You saw Craig Lowndes there, the front 2 wheels airborne. This youngster's certainly on a mission as he hones in on the rear end of one John Bow, the defending series champion. There's Lowndes, you can see right ahead of him, John Bow, and off a little bit in the distance is Peter Brock. How dearly HRT would love a 1-2 to start 1996 with.
Well, you can see this striking new paint job, Andy, over the off-season. They've got a new driver, and they decided to freshen up the paint job as well. Quite a striking bit of paintwork there with the whole line now on the front fender. But Brock showing a clean pair of wheels too. He's opened it up 2.1 seconds now. The gap over John Bow in 2nd position, Lowndes in 3rd, Gardner in 4th, Seaton now up to 5th, and Crompton in 6th. I guess we can expect Lynn Seaton to start making a few inroads too, Brad.
I think you can. You'll find that the 3 Bridgestone cars are probably all on exactly the same tyre compound. The case construction on the front of the Ford is slightly different, and obviously that's what you need at the moment. You watch Craig's car as opposed to John Bow's car at the moment, and the Dunlop chute car is just moving around. I know that the Dunlop runners have sort of gone for a very marginal tyre compound mix, and you know, hopefully it's going to be right.
Could pay the price later on in the evening. It's interesting looking at these times too. Both Gardner and Crompton slipping up into the 63, 64 second bracket with everyone else running in the 2s. Those tyres could be giving them trouble already. So 8 laps down as they cross the start-finish line this time around. Bow coming under pressure from Craig Lowndes. He's really making up some territory on the reigning champ. Brock's still in control, 2.1 the captain that time around, so it hasn't grown. Wayne Gardner back in 4th, Seaton in 5th. Boy, it's close and tight stuff at the front here. Lowndes tries to find his way through.
Get the feeling Craig Lowndes has been eyeing off exactly what John Bow's been doing in that sharp left-hand corner. And Lowndes just playing and experimenting. Start to the year for Mark Larkham in the Mitre 10 car. Do they sell barbecues at Mitre 10? Because we've got one under the Larkham car.
Well, he may well have run over a curb there. All that smoke coming out of the missing front spoiler section. Brad, he may have run over one of these shark teeth curves.
I'd say probably dumped a little bit of oil on the circuit and has just slidden off across the curb or over something and damaged the front of the car. It's a pity. They put a lot of work into the Mitre 10 car, hoping for a much improved year this year, and not the way they wanted to start, I'm sure.
Craig Lowndes currently the fastest man on the circuit. He's just done a 62 dead. As he looks down the outside of Bow, this time Bow moves across to cover his territory. He's a good defensive driver, isn't he?
Well, I'd say Craig is just learning why John Bow is the current champion and how hard he is to pass. JB is known as the hardest bloke in the business to get around, and Craig's probably just experiencing that firsthand.
And with Brock, that's Brock.
That's Brock's come off. At turn 2, we didn't. Goodness me, a big cloud of dust. Brock seemed to be running on his own. There may have been a lap car involved there, Brad, but it doesn't look like it.
I was just about to say, Brock, you know, looked to have everything so well under control. He was having a glance once or twice a lap, so he had a nice buffer. But he's obviously just gone in just a little bit too deep there. It's a very tricky corner, and off he's gone.
Peter Brock back to 5th as we have a look exactly what happened. And it even happens to the master on occasions.
Could he even lock the brake or got off on the marbles there a bit?
without going through the whole thing again, it looks like he's come in there, locked the front brake a little bit, and he's just had to get off it, and it's spun.
Okay, here's his teammate, Craig Lowndes. The grandstand get to their feet as Lowndes now hones in on second position. He's got the leader in his sights, right up behind the shell number one.
Fastest man on the track is up into fourth. The name Seaton in the Ford is closed right in on Wayne Gardner. So two fantastic battles again. Two completely different cornering strategies.
Fabulous run from Craig Lowndes. Indeed, Andy. His opening round Touring Car Championship.
Johnson into the pits.
Oh, wretched luck for Dick Johnson. Not a good start to the season.
Straight into the garage, not a good sign.
So Lowndes all over the bumper of car one. Now, Brad, I know how hot it is when you're running in behind another car in front. How would his temperatures be under control at the moment if he sits in behind that close?
But no, I think they'd be fine.
Okay, let's look at the way they're running at the moment. Bauer, of course, in control with Lowndes right behind him. Wayne Gardner back in third position. Seaton moving up to fourth. And Peter Brock back in fifth position. We'll be back with you in just a moment. The Trover coming under enormous pressure here from Craig Lowndes. And Seaton's getting a first-class view, Brad Jones.
He is, but I'll tell you, I think Glenn's got a little bit of a problem here. You notice he's ducking to the opposite side of the road that Glenn is on going down the straight. So he could be having temperature problems, and that being the case, when he gets a little closer here, he's going to have to get past them quickly, or he could end up boiling his engine.
We'll talk about getting closer. Look how close he is onto the back of the Mobile Commodore.
We've seen that with Glenn Seaton, in fact, last year here, and at the Triple Challenge, as well as Bathurst. So maybe it's a regular occurrence on the Seaton car. But I can assure you of one thing, Glenn Seaton's not aiming to sit behind these two for very long.
Well, Glenn's been working very hard on his engine development over the break. He's confident he had that all cured and had a little bit more horsepower, but as Bradley Jones observed there, ducking out of the slipstream, maybe having some engine temperature problems, and it is incredibly hot here this afternoon.
This will also put a bit more pressure on Craig. He's not only got to try and find a way around John Bowe, he's got to stop Glenn Seaton from getting around him at the same time.
Glenn Seaton has constantly been in the 61-second category. They're heading down the main straightaway. Yet again, they go across the strike. It is Bowe, Lowndes, Seaton,
There's Wayne Gardner. Yep.
Battle a little bit further back. There's Peter Brock, who was leading the race. Mark Scape, one behind him. Neil Crompton in the Coca-Cola Commodore.